The Ferris Wheel of Fate by Vlad. Prologue. I'd begged for weeks, thoughts caught in silent prayers. A spreading seed, it brought me spots of quiet glares. The sign aligned, reading all welcome, pit's giant fair. I could see and hear the sirens tear, prizes awarded, smiles shared. Chores for neighbors, walking dogs, mowing lawns. I rose and set alongside the colors of dusk and dawn. Rustic bronze, patience, waiting, pacing, gracious. Mother, please, even an hour would make it elacious. Soundwave silence, she couldn't give a response until Thursday the 6th. I remember it as if a rocket had launched. Prancing, preaching, power peaking as we approached the park. Dancing, dazzling diamonds, dynamically dazing with sparks. I jumped joyously. This trip was a jewel brought from patience. Now tickets in hand, my breath an uncatchable vapor. I'll be waiting, she said, taking a seat on a nearby bench. I barely heard her, running off between tears of joy, eyes clenched. Games and fun under the sun, this was the bliss I could see. Ride after ride, spinning and turning, yelling, I'm as free as can be. The hour struck and I approached the bench, but there was no one to see, as the words I'd yelled took on a whole meaning of life to me. 20 years later. Daddy, please, why can't we go? Her heartfelt pleas casting shadows. Honey, I can't, though my own words felt like a crash of my backbone. That's what you always say, but never bother to tell us why. Well, I guess since you're older, I guess I could try. She called for her brother and mother, nervous as narrowed. What is it, sweetie? My wife asked, my chest expanding as if punctured by arrows. Daddy has something to tell us. Matter-of-factly, she'd grown up so quick. Yes, I think it's time. The words struggling to form. I'd never felt so sick. We're here for you, they exclaimed as I summoned my strength, and began upon the same journey that for 20 years I'd avoided at length. I was 10, innocent, well, sort of. I'd been taking care of my mother. She had issues I never understood, but we were still there for each other. I'd been pleading for weeks, just like you've done after seeing the fair. She'd never taken me either, and, honey, I know this doesn't make it all fair. She nodded silently. I'd saved up my money, worked hard to cover our costs at the front. See, I knew we didn't have money, so I just wanted to treat us for once. She finally caved, and it was the happiest day I'd ever come to know. We packed up for the afternoon, and to the fair we would go. Well, that sounds like fun, my daughter whispered. It was. I rode every ride. The Ferris wheel was last. But when I got to the top, I saw something and gasped. I saw her walking away, bag on her shoulder, head down. When the ride finished, I looked, but she was nowhere to be found. My daughter gasped silently, covering her mouth. So, honey, it brings back bad memories, all carried through time. That's terrible, Daddy. I'm sorry, but I promise that I'll stick by your side. The look in her eyes broke me. She held me while I finished my cry. But I knew I was redeemed when I saw the look on her face when I said, with you guys beside me, I can't keep this burden over my head. At first it might be painful. I looked around at all of them. But for you guys, I guess I can give it a try.